Hey everyone, Vigilante Reviews here, and this is the Marvel previews for August 2018. They released this at the beginning of the month. Most comic companies, at least DC and Marvel, release previews for their comic books 2 months ahead of time. So everything that's featured in here will be available in August, but they get it out early so stores can order it, and the fans, I guess, can be ready for it. So yeah, previews are pretty cool. Sometimes, like the description can give some spoilers, I guess, but for the most part, it's pretty it's just the basics, very simple, so you can get just the basic information. But yeah, anyway, so June's cover was the Fantastic Four, because they are going to be returning to, their book is going to be coming back in August, which is pretty awesome. I don't think there's been an ongoing Fantastic Four book featuring all four members since All New, All Different Marvel, I think. I don't really know. Up till recently, I haven't really kept track of anything Marvel. Like I've said before, I've always been a DC kind of guy, but yeah, it's cool that they're bringing them back, since this was really Marvel's first major success. Captain America was successful in the 40s, but then they stopped publishing him in the 50s, and then they renamed themselves from whatever their name was before they became Marvel Comics in the 60s. But anyway, this is really what set Marvel apart, and kind of gave them their own, it gave them the boost they needed to become the company they are today. So it's cool to see them coming all back together, and to get new stories. It is going to be written by Dan Slott, who just got off 10 years of writing The Amazing Spider-Man. So it will be interesting to see how he does with this team. I've listened to a couple interviews with him, and he sounds like he's a really big fan. In fact, it sounds like the first comics he ever read were Fantastic Four books. So that is cool, and it sounds like he respects the characters and wants to stay true to their classic characters and stay true to the fans, which is always really good. Sarah Pacelli, she's going to be the artist, and I've heard good things about her. I don't really, I can't really say that I've seen much of her art, but from what I've heard, she's pretty good, so that's cool. So that's the cover, and actually that's like the first 5 pages is just all Fantastic Four stuff. I don't agree with this because you demanded it. Well, yeah, but you also are just bringing it back because it's going to make you lots of money. Marvel has done so many things that weren't for the fans that it just bugs me just a little bit. I don't know why. Maybe it's weird, but so yeah, we have this spread right here from Venom, and then also from there's going to be a new X-Men book called X Termination. I'm not going to get either of those, but just if you guys wanted to know about it, there you go. There's already like so many X-Men books. I wish they would just bring back Uncanny X-Men, so that all of your mutant stories could center around that book. But anyway, there's going to be, I think this is a poster, and then here we get the solicit for issue number 1. So this is the main cover. The thing about this cover is I really don't think it does justice to the Human Torch, and I don't really like this version of the Thing. He looks like just way too human. It doesn't look like he's like kind of the rock monster he's supposed to be. And the other two are fine, but yeah, and this leg right here is kind of misplaced, I think. It kind of makes it look like the Thing has a tail. It makes him look like the Lizard, honestly. Especially the version we saw in the Amazing Spider-Man #1. Or, #1. The first Amazing Spider-Man movie with Andrew Garfield, which was pretty terrible, by the way. But yeah, so you don't really notice this is the Human Torch until you're like, well, where's the Human Torch? And you see, oh, he's back up here flying behind the other three. So I don't think this does justice to these two characters. So yeah, it gives a little brief summary of what it's going to be about. I'm not going to read it because it's kind of cringy. Most Marvel solicits are pretty unreadable. They sound like a 12-year-old or 11-year-old girl wrote them. And apparently, if you only read one Marvel comic a month, this is the one to read. I guess this month, but I think Avengers is actually going to be better than this one. But I don't know, we'll see. Then we get into all the variant covers. Here's the sketch art, costume design by Sarah Pichelli. One thing I did notice, those do not look like comfortable shoes. Maybe you girls out there are used to wearing those type of shoes, but man, those look so uncomfortable. Here's the villain and her minion dog. So there's only this cover for the Human Torch and the Thing. I don't see one. They don't include one for Mr. Fantastic or Invisible Woman, which I thought was a little weird, but you know, whatever. Then you get this cutesy little animated style for the first 4 books. So this is for #1, #2, #3, #4. And then we get to my favorite cover by Alex Ross, who is definitely one of my favorite artists, if not my most favorite. I really like his realism, the way he draws the characters. Just, you know, it looks very realistic. And he does justice to every single character. This Thing looks amazing. The Human Torch isn't hidden behind the rest of the other 3. He's up front, and you know, in his flames, you can read the Fantastic Four, which is, I don't know, this is just such a cool cover. And even though you couldn't really tell by looking at this what Reed Richards' powers are, it's okay. Like, you know, every single character doesn't have to be showing off their power. She's kind of, you know, turning invisible, but yeah, you don't have to show off every single person's power. So I think that's fine that, you know, you don't really see what his power is. So yeah, that's definitely the cover I would want to get. I don't know if I will, because that means I have to pay a whole nother like $5 just for the cover. And that is something I don't want to do. Then we're going to be getting... So this is the variant cover by Sarah Pichelli, which is a lot better than the main one. So that gives me hope for her art on the interior. And then also there's going to be a long box for to put comics in. More variant covers. And then there's a lot of variant covers on other comic books. So this is the one for Amazing Spider-Man, Deadpool, X-Men, Avengers variant cover. This is a big collection of Stan Lee and Jack Kirby Fantastic Four stories. Yeah. So yeah, all the different variant covers for the different comic books that are going on right now. Some of them only feature like 1 or 2 of the Fantastic Four. But yeah, it's whatever. This one, I don't really see how this has anything to do with the Fantastic Four, besides there's 4 characters here. And maybe they're, I don't know, they're not even like the alternative version, you know, like kind of, Hulk could kind of resemble the Thing, and Spider-Man could kind of resemble the Human Torch, but I don't know about these two. I don't know. I'm lost on that one. More covers, more covers, more covers, more covers. Okay, finally we get to something that's not Fantastic Four, and it's something I don't care about. Extermination. So, it looks like the old school, original gangster, or OG X-Men are going to be joining up with the current one, so there's that. The cover for issue 2 looks like it was drawn in the 90s. Infinity Wars 1 and 2. Not going to be reading that. I don't know what it's about, and I don't care. Punisher, that looks cool. It looks like they'll be bringing him back to the streets, because for a while he had like this Iron Man armor, like the Iron Man Punisher armor, and it's kind of weird, but this looks like he's going back to the streets like old school Punisher, so that'll probably be good, but I'm not gonna be buying that either. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Why did I have to turn back to see what I missed? Why? Okay, this is probably the dumbest thing in this entire preview. This is the solicit for West Coast Avengers #1. Written by Kelly Thompson, who has had several books canceled because of low sales, because she writes absolute trash. So we're gonna get both Hawkeyes, because, you know, there's good old Clint Barton, and then there's the new, hip, girl, female version, Kate Bishop. Ugh. And let's see. This one I am going to read, because it is so... oh my gosh, I hate reading this. I don't want to read this out loud. You can't even read it. Try reading that. A guy named Fuse. Never have they ever been called the Big Three of anything. And now here they are reunited for, okay, well, it's not only the second time ever. Thank goodness they also brought America Chavez, Gwenpool, and Kid Omega, all of whom can go take a flying leap. Wait, what? That's right, it's the new West Coast Avengers son. You better hope they can figure out how to save the world, because big things are headed for the West Coast. Her book got canceled because it sucked, because nobody cares about this character. This book, I don't know if it's been canceled, but it should be canceled. You've got your stereotypical feminist SJW libtard right here, with apparently an ice gun. You have, it looks like, my gosh, I hope he's not dabbing. And then you have this guy who looks thoroughly confused. Like, he's like, what am I doing in this book? They seriously made me a character? What? So yeah, this is going to be absolute garbage. I can't wait to see the roasts on this one. I'm not going to be wasting my money on it, because I only pay money for good things, at least at this point, because I'm not rich enough to roast anything yet, to buy a book just to roast it. But, oh man, this would be roast heaven. Okay, so anyway. Blah. Then, let's see. So yeah, we had Punisher. Wakanda Forever, I guess, is a book, a new Black Panther book. No idea what it's going to be about. Don't really care. That's kind of a cool Captain America. Yeah, I have no idea what that's going to be about. Then we have Venom, which the movie looks good, but I don't think I would read a comic just about Venom. Spider-Geddon is coming. What the heck? Why are they bringing back the 90s? Why? Can somebody please tell me? Why would you want to bring back the 90s? The only thing good about the 90s were the Cartoon Network cartoons, and even those were kind of... They didn't get really good until the 2000s. Web of Venom, Vietnam. So I guess they're going to go to Vietnam. in the Vietnam War. Okay, so I guess that might be interesting. I don't know, a lot of this stuff I don't really care about. Cable and Deadpool, don't care about. If anybody saw Deadpool, which I didn't, let me know how it was. Let's see. Hunt for Wolverine, just bring him back already, for gosh sakes. The hunt needs to be over. It's been going on for like a year, and everybody is so done with it. Just bring him back already. Stop milking this. People are tired of it. Just bring him back. Nobody even cares anymore. Thor, definitely looks like they're going for the Thor Ragnarok look, which is kind of cool. I think Thor #1 was alright. I think it was like mediocre. So yeah, I'm not a huge Thor fan, so it won't be getting that either, but does look kind of interesting, I guess. And Jason Aaron is a good writer, and so that's really the only reason I show any interest. This is one of the few that I will be getting, Avengers #6. It looks like this will be wrapping up the battle against the Dark Celestials. So, 6 issues seems like a little much for a story arc. Usually a story arc is over 3 issues, at least from what I've read from Marvel, but I don't know, 6 issues might be standard for them. But no, it looks good. You know, they're riding in Ghost Rider's car, because he's got a car now instead of a motorcycle. And, you know, you have the big 3 people that people want to see. Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America. And then, you know what? I'm totally fine with this version of Ghost Rider. He seems pretty cool. Doctor Strange is in here. Bonus. Black Panther, cool and everything. She-Hulk, okay. I feel the same way towards her that I do about the actual Hulk, Bruce Banner. I don't really care at all for their story, but hey, if they can help the other Avengers take down the bad guys, then more power to them. Jason Aaron, again, still writing it, so that's cool. So yeah, like I said, the final host concludes. So by this issue, I will have decided whether or not I'm going to stick with the series or if I'm going to drop it. So this is the Judgment Day issue right here. I wish I was excited for this series as I was for this cover. Although Captain America would never let the flag touch the ground like that. That is a big no-no. So the artist needs to get with the military program and realize that no soldier would ever let it touch the ground like that. But other than that, great looking Captain America. This art is fantastic. Oh yeah, cover art by Alex Ross. That's right. I was like, that looks like Alex Ross. And what do you know? It is. So yeah, Alex Ross, I'm a big fan of yours, buddy, but that flag needs to be off the ground. Yeah, he would not be letting it touch the ground. And also, I don't know, the shield just seems just a touch small. But the big thing here is the flag. Just have him holding it in the other hand or something. But yeah, he wouldn't be letting it touch the ground like that. Let's see, these two are other variants. This is kind of a funny, like 60s one. The big issue I have with Captain America is that Ta-Nehisi Coates is going to be writing it. And he is very anti-white, very anti-American, I would say. He called first responders not human. So I have no interest in reading a Captain America story by him. I will watch reviews on it, but in terms of spending actual money on it, I do not want to support that at all. But I do like Alex Ross's art style. It's just, he needs to come back to DC and start doing covers for like Superman or something like that. Because right now Captain America is in the clutch of the evil SJWs. Tony Stark, the Invincible Iron Man. Again, Dan Slott, so he's writing 2 books. The first issue sounded, well, it was absolute trash. I watched Diversity in Comics review on it, and it was horrible. So, if you really like Iron Man, just be ready for like a very dumbed down teenage girl version of him. The Immortal Hulk, this looks actually kind of cool because he's like a it's like a horror type thing is the feel they're going for, so that's kind of cool. If I was a bigger fan of the Hulk, it would excite me, but I'm just not quite there. So that's for you Hulk fans. And then we kind of get into, well, this is probably, yeah, we're getting to the point of stuff that I just, where I just start flipping through randomly because I don't care about the rest of it. But yep, Champions is a garbage book about it's Marvel's version of the Teen Titans, except it is 1,000 times worse. Absolutely sucks. Quicksilver, they've written him like a I don't know, a gay jagoff. Really, he's yeah, I'm surprised it's gonna last 5 issues. If they weren't already written, I bet it would be canceled by this one. Peter Parker's The Spectacular Spider-Man has been a solid book for about a year. The first 5 issues of it by Chip Zdarsky were not very good, but issue number 6 really stepped things up, and it's one of the favorites from the community of comic book readers that I follow. So glad to see it's still going pretty strong. I've heard the sales aren't the best for it, but they're still like decent, so that's good. And I don't know if this is as the YouTube of this series kicks off. So yeah, it looks like this might be the start of a new story. So who knows? Maybe if I find some extra money in the budget, I will pick this up, because Sandman is one of my favorite Spider-Man villains, and so if he's going to be, if this is kind of the start of that story arc, then cool. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. This is the big question mark. Will this book be good? Judging from the Free Comic Book Day preview, no, it will not. But it might be better than I'm expecting. This is the new Amazing Spider-Man series by Nick Spencer, who also turned Cap into a Nazi. But maybe he learned his lesson with that, and will do better this time. So yeah, this is kind of the big question mark. I like the art style, actually. It's Ryan Otley. I from what I've seen, I like his style. And this is issue 3. This is issue 4. So it is a twice monthly book, which makes it a little bit harder to follow, because that means instead of just $4 a month, it's $8 a month to follow the story. But if it's worth it, it's worth it. So yeah, this is kind of the question mark. Okay. So yeah, the rest of these I don't really care about. Daredevil. Let's see, I read 595 through 600. Those were all very solid, well-written books. But again, I'm just not a big enough Daredevil fan to keep buying it every month. But for people that are really big Daredevil fans, I think it's still going pretty good. So you guys can be excited for this. Don't care. It will be interesting to see if what this story does, and if it connects to the movies at all. I've heard Captain Marvel is supposed to be like the big new anchor for the Marvel movies, which sounds really dumb. And honestly, after I think the second Spider-Man, which actually just released today, its name, Far From Home, that's really about the last Marvel movie I'm really pumped to see. I think after that it's going to kind of go downhill. So yeah, there'll be Ant-Man and Wasp, of course, which looks really good. Captain Marvel, which, I don't know, we'll see. The conclusion to Infinity Wars, which, of course, everybody wants to see and is excited to see, and then Spider-Man 2, Far From Home. So, and after that, they actually don't have any movies slated. They've talked about a lot, but there's not actually any that they've officially announced. So yeah, I don't know. They just kind of seem to be getting old. Don't care about this. I'm just going to see the movie and call it good. Mark Waid. I will never buy another book by him. I don't think I have, unfortunately. I bought his some of his Captain America comics, which were garbage. But he is just a jerk and just not a nice guy. So, yeah, not going to do that, Mark Waid. Doctor Strange, again, by Mark Waid. Why does he have 2 books? I don't know, because Marvel doesn't have any guts to tell him to knock it off. Quit being a jerk. So yeah, I like Doctor Strange and everything, but don't care about the comic book. Sentry kind of sounds like Superman, except for every good deed that he does, something bad happens, which is exactly how I feel a lot of times. No good deed goes unpunished. That should be his catchphrase. I'm not going to get it because I know nothing about the character, but it does sound interesting. Ta-Nehisi Coates, again, I don't know why Marvel is giving all these jerk, un-American writers comic books to write, but they are. So this is Ta-Nehisi Coates' second book, Black Panther. Excuse me, throat's getting a little dry. And I guess it's Black Panther in space. So I don't know anything about that and don't care about it. Don't care. Marvel 2-in-1, I think used to be good. Chip Zdarsky are awesome. Is awesome. But I've never followed this because I just don't care enough about the Human Torch and the Thing to read a book just about them. Maybe by reading the Fantastic Four books I will. And I also want to go back and read the old Kirby stories. Oh yeah, I don't think that's in this preview, but they are coming out with 12 back issues, so major issues that they're reprinting. They're just going to be $1 each. It's through their True Believer line. And so I'm going to definitely get probably all of them so that I can get caught up on the Fantastic Four, see what I think about the characters. And who knows, maybe after reading that, I'll start reading more books that have something to do with the Fantastic Four. So like this one, and I think that's about the only one, but this one and Fantastic Four. So anyway, there's that. I don't care. See what I mean about all this X-Men stuff? It's like, golly, how many mutants do you need? Don't care. Don't care. This looks good. It'll be cool to get a little bit more story of Beckett. He was a good character in a solo Star Wars movie, which I'm heartbroken that movie is not doing better. I really enjoyed it, and I'm so sad that it is not doing very well. This cover looks absolutely awesome for Star Wars number 52. And maybe because let's see, issue 49, 50, and then, 50, 51, and 52 are all going to be part of the storyline, so maybe I'll get that storyline and see what I think about it. All their Star Wars stuff I think is pretty good, actually. So Vader 19 and Vader 20 are both coming out. It's nice that they give it 2 pages instead of just trying to cram it all on one. The covers always look super awesome for this book, and I think the story is pretty solid too. They're coming out with, well, they already have a little mini-series that has to do with Lando from before Solo, so that might be good. Who would buy this? And don't know anything about this. I do think I missed something, actually, surprisingly, with all of this X-Men stuff. They did have, it was like X-Men, classified. And a lot of people are thinking that it's going to be the return of Uncanny X-Men, which would be really cool. Yep, here it is. So yeah, X-Classified, they haven't released any writers, any artists, not even... So everything is classified. All will be revealed in June. Well, you have 5 more days, Marvel, to release some news about this book. And hopefully they don't call it X-Classified. Hopefully it is the Uncanny X-Men, and that's the book that X-Men fans are really wanting, because they're tired of all this other useless X-Men books. But this is the one thing out of the entire X-Men part of the Marvel Universe that I'm actually interested in. So, TBD on that one. So yeah, getting back to where I was, Darth Vader stuff looks good, Lando stuff looks pretty good. Poe Dameron, I don't know anything about that. He's one of the okay characters from the new, like, Oscar Isaac is a pretty decent actor, I'd say. But in terms of actually Poe Dameron as a character, he's just dumb. Ooh, Comics Digest. Get him now. 1 printing only. That looks kind of interesting. They used to have these when I was a kid. And they were really cool. I got all the Spider-Man ones. So maybe I will get this one. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll get it for a friend of mine. We'll see. Okay. I think that's it for the comics. Then we just have a bunch of toys, trade paperbacks. Yep. Yeah. So yeah, again, a lot of Fantastic Four stuff for the big release of it. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else I was gonna point out back here. This is all just the collected editions and stuff like that. So, whew, that does it. I can't believe I've been talking for half an hour. If you guys watched this all the way through, thank you so much. That is really awesome. Garbage. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what books you're really looking forward to. If there's any in particular you would like me to review, I will definitely do it. Any requests, I am almost guaranteed to do. Unless it's a book that I just absolutely will not buy. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And I will see you all in the next video.